All right, game one of the Chris Webber Invitational coming up. It's C. Manning versus...
Tough break for... How you feeling tonight? It's a big game.
There it is, the Ferry Building in San Francisco, just down the road from our broadcast. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Look at the Lakers. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, Golden State just need to take it a game at a time.
And, well, for the Warriors, they had much bigger things in mind when the season started. They didn't think of themselves as a middle-of-the-road club, but right now, that's where they are.
I thought this might happen. Confidence can take you a long way, but you also have to have the talent to back it up.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then there's Avery Bradley. Then there's Howard. And it's George in at the 1. And for the Warriors, Green down low with Looney. Curry and Russell are the backcourt set. And it's Burks in at the small forward. Bill, hypothetically, 2-on-2, Steph Curry and Del Curry against Klay and Michael Thompson. Which family tandem wins?
Are they playing right now, or are we
No, they're going back in their prime.
So it's prime against prime.
Prime against prime.
I think
this is right in your wheelhouse.
I think Klay and Michael would win because Michael Thompson was really good back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think Del Curry or Steph Curry could have handled him on the low post. I think if they were playing now, the Currys would be like 20-point favorites. They just shoot threes.
I think Del can still shoot.
I think Del should be in a team. They can't. The Rockets couldn't have put him in the corner like Ryan Anderson. I think he can still play.
And what's amazing to me, how little James has lost athletically.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Bill, it's no secret that your heart lies in Boston. Just what was it like growing up in and around that area?
Well, it's definitely the reason I like sports as much as I do, because it's so sports obsessed. A lot of it is cold weather stuff, I feel like, where there's 5 months a year that just stink, and then there's 3 other months that, it's just smoking hot and humid. And so the sports makes everybody kind of crazy because you're crazy anyway. But there's nothing like being in Boston when something good's happening, like Celtics making an NBA playoff run, or the Bruins making a cup run, or the Red Sox in September when the Yankees are coming to town, or the Saturday before a Patriots game. You can kind of feel it as the community of it. That's the difference between here and a place like LA.
It's formed you as a professional, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah. And here's Russell after the 3-pointer from George. Lets a floater go, and Russell with the lay-in. Russell's got his second basket of the night. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed, no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they're really worried about the travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff, and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences, and I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Warriors. They trail by 1. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
If you don't have that one guy who gets you 10-plus boards every night, you just have to send more guys to the glass.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for D'Angelo Russell. And then for the Lakers, JaVale McGee comes in for Anthony Davis. And Kyle Kuzma is subbed in for LeBron. Here's Cousins. And again, the Lakers no good.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
Hits it from three-point range.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
George finds Kuzma. Here's Green. Lakers passing it around. Here's George. And again, no good by the Lakers.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had.
Lee, that's good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. A three from George. That one's in. Only his fourth make against 9 total shots.
They're still behind, but not because of his efforts. He's been unbelievable this quarter.
With the shot. No good off the back of the rim.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
You know why? Success breeds confidence, and he's certainly been successful from there, time and time again.
And so the... Look here for the Warriors. Looney's checked in for Amari Spellman. Draymond Green comes in for Robinson. Burks, he's checked in for Lee. And it's Russell in for Steph Curry. And that one misses. Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some young players,
and still stay competitive.
Build
so they kept the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what you have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
Green down low with Looney. D'Angelo Russell out there with Alec Burks. And it's Pascal in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Shot clock at 5. Here's Looney. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Looney's got his first 2 points of the night.
Terrific work inside from Looney. He continues to get more comfortable down there.
Well, Bill, I know you've got to run. Marvelous to have you on the program. Wish we could do it more often.
Let's do it right now. I don't have to run. Can I stay?
Yes, you can
All
always
right.
stay.
I don't want to leave.
You have a free ticket here anytime you want.
I want to stay, please.
The microphone's always open.
Thank you.
And, Steve, you get the sense that no NBA topic is off limits when you talk to Bill Simmons.
He gets the discussion going, whether you agree or disagree with him. That's part of what makes sports fun, having those debates. And sometimes we get to see the players in the debate on the court.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Russell with it. George picks him up, and it's Russell missing.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Howard, the pass to George. Misses off the left iron.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's a tie game.
Kevin, thanks. Jay, it has looked easy for you so far. 5 threes in the first half. How is the shot feeling right now?
Thanks for the great interview, David, and we'll be back for the third quarter. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
What can you say? Shooting is a premium in this league, and you can see why.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at Los Angeles. LeBron and Davis, the incredible forward pair. Then there's Howard. Then there's Avery Bradley. And it's George in at the point guard position. Curry's shot is off. Well, Steve, it doesn't matter how they do it, but there are some players, as you know, that can get into another player's head. I guess like a Dennis Rodman, but there are a lot of them now that play and use that tactic.
Yeah, Draymond Green, Kevin, Patrick Beverly, Chris Paul, I think, is one of those guys. P.J. Tucker, he doesn't really talk, but he has a lot of antics. There's a lot of guys that like to get in your head. Also, Joel Embiid is one. He does it extremely well.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Passes it to Russell. Here's Looney, guarded by Bradley. Looney kicks to Curry. Lets the three fly. And the Warriors miss again.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Now how they envision this one.
A nice shot by LeBron.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Timeout called the Warriors. And the bright lights of L.A. perhaps too much for some players. You know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Omari Spellman has come in for Green, and Robinson III comes in for Alec Burks, and it's Damian Lee in for Russell. Kuzma outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Curry. He's got 15. They need this. Poked loose.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Here's Kuzma. Banked in off the glass. Kuzma's got the lead up to 11 now for the Lakers.
And got to be aware of Kuzma, especially with how he attacks there off the dribble.
George against Curry. Teardrop shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Curry's got 17.
Finally, now 1 for 5 here in the third. We'll see if that boosts their confidence.
Lakers leading by 9. Outside, George. And again, it's the Lakers.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
To the paint, here's Lee, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance. The dish to Bradley. Outside for George. Back to Bradley. And George now top of the key. Offensive rebound. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Shooting one.
Rebounding, one skill we knew would transfer when AD went from college to the pros.
And he's a great scorer, but Anthony Davis's defensive impact, Smitty, perhaps even greater. Do you think he has a chance to ever win Defensive Player of the Year?
Without a question, Kevin. On a team with more weapons, he can focus on the defensive end more. We saw that with Kevin Garnett, who won his Defensive Player of the Year award his first season in Boston.
They've got Draymond Green. Alec Burks is out there with Russell. And it's Spellman in at the center. So that's the group out there for Golden State. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And with the departure of KD, the Warriors able to bring in D'Angelo Russell from the Nets in return. Greg, how do you like that fit for Golden State?
You know, offensively, fits the high skill level they're known for. Defensively, it might be tougher. But his youth, another positive as their other stars enter their 30s.
Looney's checked in for the Warriors. Here's Russell. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Being a lottery pick often comes with high expectations, but Russell has shaped into a quality NBA player.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. They've led by as many as 11 points. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Pass to Russell. Fires for 3. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. On the wing, George. He's guarded by Russell. Fires top of the key. And right on target. Good. And now it's 27 points for George. Warriors trail by 8. Green passes to Pascal. Here's Looney. Russell looking it over. And here's Burks. Just 5 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Here's Green. And the Warriors miss again. Lakers leading by 8. To the inside. And it's Davis with the jam.
You won't find a much better alley-oop partner. AD flying to the rim.
The Warriors have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. Russell against George. Burks on the wing. And Davis sends it back.
What's crazy about AD as a shot blocker, he can block your shot at all 3 levels.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Timeout called the Warriors. And Steve, some classic shoe brands making a return to the NBA with updated versions. Smitty, what was your sneaker of choice back in the day?
Kevin, that's funny. I started off with the pumps, the double pumps, and then I ended up with a shell toe low top. And then now you see all the youngsters now wearing low tops. They used to tell me back in the day, low tops were not good for your ankles. But I didn't really jump that high, so I was okay.
Stephen Curry, he's checked in for Draymond Green. The Lakers also with a sub. Howard's checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the break. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Curry against George. Curry can't get it to go. Lakers leading by 12. George dishes to Howard. The 10-footer. That's good for George on the assist by Howard. And that's now 29 points for George. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Curry outside. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. And it's the Lakers ball. They're on a 13-5 run. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. They get Stephen Curry. Smitty, the NBA now permitting teams to sell international sponsorships. I mean, the league just continues to grow globally.
They have done a fantastic job. Teams can now enhance their visibility with this deal, and their internet makes this all possible when you get a chance to watch these teams all over the world.
That's a good point. The Warriors making a switch here. Green's checked in. George against Curry. Pass to Green. And Davis sends it back.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Lakers.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And for the year now, they'll have 52 wins under their belt.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for George.
You have to appreciate the unselfishness. He kept the ball moving, kept everyone involved, really enjoyable to watch.
Curry against George. Curry gets the bucket.
I mean, Steph's elite scoring ability plus his relentless approach equals greatness.
James outside. Back to George. He's feeling it. Trying to get open is Davis. Again, Los Angeles.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Looney kicks to Russell. Lays it up off the glass.
With a gentle touch inside. Russell really improving as a finisher.
George passes to James. Goes up to the stripe, and that one's good. George.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
And guess what? It's going to be a fun flight home. Total team effort. Big win on the road.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the weight and just completely get the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey again, everybody. Ernie Johnson. I got Shaq here.
Hey, Jet here, man. When you got into that groove from the distance, I thought, oh.
And that's going to do it.
Let's do this. I got my favorite shoes on. Look at that. You know, if you ask anyone in the league.
Now, I don't want to interrupt the celebration, but there's a few things I want to say.
Speak on it, Coach.
Now, first of all, each and every one of you deserve this. Making the playoffs in this league is a big deal, and you should find pride in that.
Let's get it.
You made a goal. You accomplished that goal. Now, remember, it's just the beginning.
Oh, come on, Coach. Killing my vibe, man.
To keep you focused.
All right.
And making the playoffs is a big deal, but remember, it's just a first step to a much bigger goal. And I think you all know what that is.
Hey, we're going to get that chip, baby.